Sometimes I wake up and it just feels like too much work to simply be. 78 years old. I always thought by now the struggle would slow down, that life would settle into a nice, gentle rhythm. Instead, it feels like the waves are getting bigger, not smaller. Charmaine came over this morning, my daughter. She looked worn out, pale around the eyes. I knew something was wrong the second she walked in the door. Said she needs a divorce. Needs one, not wants one, like it's a necessary surgery. I didn't even know things were that bad. They seem fine. But then again, what do I know about anyone's life but my own anymore? And even that is a puzzle half the time. It just feels like another heavy stone dropped on the pile I'm already carrying. I look at her and I think, oh, Charmaine, not this, not now. It's not the worry of the paperwork or the money, though that's awful too. It's the thought of her being alone, starting over again. She's not a young woman anymore. And it's the thought of Janet, my granddaughter, being pulled apart by it all. She's just a child, really, even if she acts like she knows everything. And then there's Robert, my son. Just the word arrested feels cold and wrong, like a word that belongs in a newspaper story, not in my life. I don't know all the details, but I know it's bad enough that he's sitting in some awful place tonight instead of in his own bed. I keep calling his lawyer, or what they call his public defender, and getting nowhere. Just a lot of formal, meaningless talk. I'm too old for this kind of anxiety. It sits in my chest like a block of ice and won't melt. I lost his father a few years ago, my Frank, and I thought that was the worst it could get. The quiet in this house after he left was deafening. But this is different. This is an active, ongoing kind of pain. A worry that keeps me staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m, wondering where I went wrong. Did I teach him enough? Did I hug him enough? It's always about the children, isn't it? Even when they're grown and should be fine on their own, they still manage to break your heart in new ways. All I truly want is less stress and a peaceful life. Is that asking for too much at my age? I don't think it is. I earned my quiet. I just wish I knew how to claim it.
I did have a nice day, though. I decided I had to take some kind of action for myself. So I went down to that nearby meditation and elderly fitness center. I didn't even know we had one so close. The meditation class was strange at first, sitting there in silence, trying to focus on breathing when my mind felt like a swarm of bees. But slowly it did help. Just 30 minutes of forced quiet, away from the phone, away from Charmaine's worries. Then I did some gentle stretching. Seeing other people my age, moving slowly but deliberately, reminded me that I'm still here, still capable of moving forward. I felt better afterwards. I truly did. That feeling of regaining my happiness, even just a sliver of it, was worth the effort. And speaking of effort, I had a talk with Janet. She came over wanting to apologize for introducing her boyfriend like she did the last time. That was good of her. I forgave her straight away. You can't hold grudges against young people. They just don't know any better yet. But I made sure to tell her something that hopefully opened her eyes. I told her that our family is going through a very difficult, very serious time, and that I, her grandmother, am tired and sad. I explained that when someone is hurting or dealing with a crisis, you need to lead with kindness and consideration, not just your own plans. I didn't shout. I didn't make her feel guilty. I just used straight talk. I told her that grown-up problems need grown-up respect. I hope it stuck. For a few days, I felt like I had a handle on things. The fitness center, the talk with Janet, small victories. I was starting to think I might actually make it through this year with my sanity intact. I was managing the stress. I was starting to feel that peace returning. Then the phone rang again. Never trust a quiet day. Never trust that feeling of peace. It's always temporary. It wasn't Robert this time. It was his child, my grandchild. And the message was cold. Just a text, which is how they talk now. Granny, Daddy said you don't want to see him anymore. That line, that one little cruel sentence just undid all the peace I had managed to build up over the last week. The meditation, the stretching, the clear talk with Janet, all of it felt cheap and useless suddenly. It was exactly what I knew was or would happen if I decided to keep my distance. If I decided I don't want to stress myself more by checking on Robert. He weaponized his child to deliver that blow. It wasn't an actual message asking how I was. It was a punishment dressed up as information. He knows I am a mother, and he knows that is the fastest, most effective way to make me feel guilty. It makes me so angry. He got himself into this mess, not me. I raised him better than this. I taught him about responsibility. And now, when I'm 78 years old and watching my life fall apart around me, he uses his own child to make me feel terrible for prioritizing my own fragile peace. It is absolutely unfair. It's emotionally exhausting. Now I can't even think straight. If I don't go, I'm the cold, uncaring grandmother who abandoned her son. If I do go, I'm sacrificing the tiny bit of stability I managed to claw back just to appease his sense of entitlement. This is the cycle, isn't it? The reason I wanted to go to therapy. I need help figuring out how to break this constant need to fix everyone else's mess, and how to protect myself from the guilt they throw at me when I try to stop. I want to spend my last years peaceful, hopefully. But right now it feels like everyone I love is trying to make sure that doesn't happen. That message from Robert's child is a clear sign the war against my peace is far from over. I need to call that therapist tomorrow. I really, truly need help.